Think you know what's on your dinner table? Think again. From pigs getting a paint job to fake meat made of glue, the world of counterfeit goods in China is reaching levels you wouldn't believe. Is it just about profit, or is there something deeper broken in the system? Welcome to China Uncovered, where we pull back the curtain on the hidden realities, the bizarre trends, and the untold stories from inside the world's most mysterious superpower. Today, on December 23, 2025, we're diving deep into the massive knockoff culture that's consuming everything from snacks to aircraft carriers. Let's get into it. In a recent viral clip, a guy is seen spray painting a white pig to look black. Another rural woman was also caught doing the exact same thing. Why this weird trend? It's simple. In China, black pork is way pricier and black piglets fetch a much higher cost. Some profit-driven farmers are now using hair dye to turn white pigs black for market. But another seller goes even further. By brushing paint onto pork fat, they instantly create fake 5-flour marbled pork, which sells for double the price. Even a duck gets its feathers sprayed blue. With this new color, it's sold as a more expensive blue-headed duck. Stinky tofu, a classic Chinese snack loved for its smelly but tasty flavor, is traditionally fermented for a long time. Now, some shady sellers just soak tofu in a mysterious black liquid to get that same result. Another clip shows workers dipping fresh long beans into a formaldehyde solution before shipping. This trick supposedly keeps the beans fresh for much longer. However, it's common knowledge that these industrial chemicals are toxic and not safe for food. It's not just veggies. Fruits are also major victims. The creator reveals these chemicals include hydrogen peroxide and formaldehyde, both industrial-grade preservatives. Additionally, some crops are hit with chemicals right from the planting stage. For instance, cucumbers are treated with swelling agents and ripening hormones. Bananas and oranges are also soaked in chemical baths post-harvest before sale. The footage also shows chilies getting a cosmetic makeover after being sprayed with dyes. Those blotchy, dark chilies turn vibrant red, potentially justifying a price jump. On December 23, 2025, looking back at reports from late 2023, a titanium surgical nail was found in a bowl of bone soup at a restaurant in Liuzhou, Guangxi. Netizens suspect this rectangular metal might be an orthopedic surgical implant. The customer reported that the shop owner did nothing except waive the bill for that soup. Similarly, a woman in Foshan, Guangdong, was shocked to discover a massive industrial bolt hidden inside her mooncake. Another diner shared a nightmare at a hot pot place where multiple roaches suddenly crawled around the pot. The staff claimed the pot was stored too long, and the bugs emerged once it heated up. In another incident, a user in Liaoyuan, Jilin, posted a video showing her roommate found a drain cover in noodles from their school's cafeteria. A different consumer bought a fancy pastry with meat floss, a very popular filling and a favorite snack for kids. Sadly, many of these meat floss products are totally fake. Take a look. This is the meat floss. Add a bit of water here, just a little more. Now watch this. Here is the supposed meat floss. Wipe it with a paper towel, light it up, and it instantly turns black, smelling like burnt chemicals. In another video, a woman was upset to find the packaged chicken leg she bought was a counterfeit. Would you believe it without seeing this? Even chicken legs are being faked now. Let me show you how it's made. Besides the skin and bone, oh my God, what kind of mystery meat is stuffed inside? And there is more. Look at this. Is anything real these days? Are these ribs even edible? Has humanity lost its way? It gets even crazier. They refill beef bones with fat and glue, selling it as bone marrow. What kind of twisted creativity does it take to pull this off so well? We aren't sure how common these scams are, and we won't guess, but they exist. Let's not gamble with human nature when profit is on the line. With autumn here, it's officially crab season. For convenience, sellers tie crabs with ropes before selling. Since these ropes are weighed with the crab, some vendors use super thick ropes to add weight, turning a 300-gram crab into a 500-gram product, leaving buyers feeling totally ripped off. The presenter shares her story of buying 500-gram bags of sunflower seeds. Each bag had unusually heavy oxygen absorbers inside. After weighing them, the 2,500 grams of seeds was actually only 1,855 grams, because the absorbers weighed 531 grams. National standards say these should only weigh 5 grams, meaning they exceeded the limit 21 times. We've reported on food fraud many times. In China, fake goods and dishonest trade are everywhere, sometimes beyond belief. Old cardboard boxes, which can be recycled for cash, are collected from homes. In the video, a vendor sprays water between the layers to add weight, making more money from the recycling center. In another shocker, a man who bought gold from a bank years ago for 200,000 yuan found it had rusted. The bank manager simply claimed they were just selling it for someone else. Such things even happen with state-owned banks, making it nearly impossible to avoid getting scammed in China. In a bizarre scene, landscape workers were caught greening by painting dead, yellow trees a bright green color. Keep in mind, this was done under official orders. China is the master of imitation, from state-led knockoffs of jets and aircraft carriers to everyday clothes and snacks. The recent C919 jet was called a domestic triumph, but insiders say most tech is foreign. The core components were bought overseas, making it essentially a knockoff jet. China's first self-developed aircraft carrier, the Shandong, is likely another copy. Military experts note it's based on Russia's 1970s-era Kuznetsov design, much like the Liaoning carrier, which was refitted from an old Soviet ship. Electric vehicle knockoffs have also flooded the market recently despite poor quality and frequent accidents, including battery fires. It's estimated that 8 such cars catch fire every day in China. Sadly, given the firefighting limits there, once these cars ignite, they are almost impossible to save. The knockoff culture even hits famous Western brands. For example, KFC is a global name, but it's been copied in endless forms across China. Some say more versions than there are letters in the alphabet. A chain called Bombing G emerged to rival KFC. Their branding features a guy looking like Barack Obama with the name UFO. Did they just pick 3 random letters? Another KFC clone appeared in Beijing, changing KFC to OFC for Obama Fried Chicken, using Obama's face as the logo. Another spot cheekily called itself Ken de Chi, which translates to can afford to chew. Yet another funny version turned Ken de Chicken into Ken de Duck, serving roasted duck instead. Supposedly, their duck is actually pretty good. In a wild mix of 2 fast food giants, one store named itself Ken Donald's. There is also McLucky Chicken, or KFG. It is famous for looking exactly like KFC, from the interior design to the menu and ads. It was so similar that it even got attention from international media. KFD, calling itself KFC's little brother, uses a middle-aged man with glasses as a logo, giving off an Asian vibe. Looking at the second-floor window, it seems they sell burgers. This shop, RFC, has also gotten some decent reviews. Another high-end looking place is DKNG, which just swaps the characters in the Chinese name for KFC. The English acronym DKC doesn't look much like KFC though. But it's not just KFC being copied. Pizza Hut has its double, hilariously named Pizza Hut. A McDonald's lookalike uses the prefix OMC, though nobody knows what that means. In the dessert world, an ice cream looks just like Häagen-Dazs, but it actually says Hansesdagen. Coca-Cola has been replicated as Thirsty Cola. Does it fix your thirst, or make it worse? It comes in both bottles and cans. Sprite, known in Chinese as Shuebai, snow, has a clone called Lay by Thunder. Since the Chinese characters for snow and thunder look so similar, it's very easy to get them confused. In a strange branding mashup, 3 P&G shampoos were combined. Originally Pantene and Rejoice, they became a single Panpiao shampoo. Even bolder, they added Head and Shoulders to the mix to create Panpiao Feisty shampoo. At first glance, you might think this drink is Pepsi. However, a closer look reveals it is actually Content Cola. A sleek-looking Apple iPhone reveals its true self at startup with an ad. The US has Apple. China has Pineapple, Pineapple Phone. One ambitious faker didn't stop at Adidas, but mixed it with the Nike logo, creating a brand called Audi Go See. An Adidas-style pants tag even reads Abibos. Another bold version is Dasabi, a Chinese pun mocking President Xi Jinping's policy of big money distribution. Those Air Jordans look pretty cool, right? But wait. Why does the Jumpman logo look so weird? Most people have tried Red Bull, but have you heard of Red Goats? Or the walnut drink 6 walnuts? That simple name led to knockoffs from 1 walnut all the way to 10 walnuts, and even 6 pure walnuts. One brand even named their product 6 nuclear bombs. Honestly, Counterfeit goods in China are endless, mostly from small shops. However, some big fake companies have appeared, like Dali Foods, the most successful imitation firm. Starting as a small snack factory in 1989, by 2021, its revenue hit nearly 23 billion yuan, over $3 billion US. Dali's success relies on a follow strategy of imitation. Whenever a top brand drops a hit product, Dali launches a similar one, matching the taste and packaging but at a much lower price. Examples include Kobiko chips mimicking Pringles, and herbal tea inspired by Wang Laoji. Their big break was the Dali Yuan egg pie, copying South Korea's latte pie. This product changed the company's fate, putting it on a path of growth by repeating this copycat formula over and over. This method cut Dali Foods' risks, ensuring their knockoffs always ranked in the top 3 for sales in their categories. On November 20, 2015, Dali Foods debuted on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, the world's biggest consumer goods IPO that year. By 2018, founder Su Shihui was briefly the richest person in Fujian, worth 62.7 billion yuan. However, as they say, what goes around comes around. Dali, having built a kingdom by copying others, eventually felt the bite of its own tactics. After Dali's snacks got popular, smaller brands started faking them. For example, Dali's Hao Chi Dian biscuits now compete with a cheaper version called Chi Hao Dian. A larger version of the Dali Yuan pie, named Dahi Chuan, has also popped up in small-town shops. Dali Foods is fighting hard to keep its spot. Although they launched new products, they unfortunately failed to connect with the market. Some of their classic items are also losing popularity as consumer tastes change over time. In 2019, Dali faced heat for misleading ads and was hit with a massive 367.3 million yuan fine, a huge blow to the firm. Today, Dali's revenues are steadily dropping. In 2022, total revenue was about 20 billion yuan, down 3 billion from 2021. This shows zero growth in 4 years, and even signs of going backward. As of December 23, 2025, reports suggest Dali is struggling to maintain its market position after potential delisting rumors. Dali's success came from its grip on China's smaller cities and rural areas. Shoppers there have less money and aren't as picky about quality. These knockoffs, much cheaper than the originals, fit the Chinese habit of seeking value while wanting luxury. This trend explains why fakes thrive in China. There is a huge market in the vast countryside. 2 videos show this clearly. One shows a village wedding where locals get free food if they can beat the crowd. In a Sichuan village, a seedling vendor was suddenly looted by elderly villagers. Some even grabbed the goods and walked off without paying. The vendor tried to get his stuff back until a tall local stepped in to stop the chaos. It's important to say this isn't everyone in rural China. However, under the Communist Party, where lies are common, mutual deceit among the people has become normal. The moral fabric of society has suffered under this current regime. Perhaps this offers some clarity on why counterfeit products remain so incredibly popular across China.